Hello, and welcome to the Round Lake Area Public Library's program series, Feed Your Mind and Body. This month we're going to address something we are all probably currently planning, holiday meal prep on a budget. At the end of this program, we're going to announce the winners of the $50 gift cards. Originally, we were only going to give 3 winners, but we changed our minds, and 4 people will win a $50 gift card to Aldi to help with their holiday meals. So what exactly is a traditional holiday meal? Delish says that in Illinois, the most iconic Christmas dish is hot chocolate. I think it's arguable that this is a dish and not a drink or dessert, but that's what Delish says. Also, that's what Spoon University says. Odd. And Mental Floss? Hot chocolate again. Interesting trend here. But wait, Eat This Not That got really creative and said the most iconic Christmas dish in Illinois is the Nutella pumpkin swirl pie. But this is the first time I've crossed paths with this creature. Daily Meal makes a lot more sense to me, publishing the Google results of the most searched recipe in Illinois for the holidays, which is stuffing. I can see that. Taste of Home thinks Spritz cookies are our iconic dish. Weird. Maybe among cookies, but wait. The Spruce says our most iconic cookie is the Greek grape molasses cookie. So that didn't help at all. I know a lot of holiday meals here bring traditions from afar to their table. Some may do the Feast of the Seven Fishes, like in Italy, the Yule board from Sweden, tamales from many Latin countries, or KFC is popular in Japan apparently. As an aside, if you're doing tamales, please invite me. I can be there anytime. I'll wear a mask. I'll even sit on your front porch to keep my distance. I promise. Maybe you do American fare with extra flair and have oysters, lamb, mulled wine, and prosciutto wrapped anything. This program is not specifically for you fancy pants people, though you may benefit from knowing some of our research. The program is for trying to feed a family on a budget, and we're going to stick to classic American dishes that are cheap and easy to bring to the table. For instance, making a loaf of bread or dinner rolls from scratch may be cheaper, but it's definitely not easier, so we priced out brown and serve style dinner rolls, or Hawaiian rolls if you're crazy about those like my mom was. Due to COVID, we're all observing the holidays differently this year. Not all of our traditions can carry over with current safety measures in place, so maybe you won't be seeing your distant cousins and having huge meals together, or going to your favorite restaurant, or any number of activities that are impossible now. Not to mention all of the families going through economic and emotional hardships, or have immediate family members who are frontline workers who will not be getting time off like usual. Taking away traditions makes celebrating a challenge. This season is going to require some creativity for many people to make the most of a difficult situation. And because traditions are so deeply rooted in our psyche, it can be hard, if not heartbreaking, to skip certain aspects. What we're hoping we all can do is make the best of it. We're going to be telling our grandchildren stories about this year's unusual circumstances, so try to make it a holiday of hope and self-care. If that means a smaller table, a smaller meal, and a smaller budget, it can still have huge heart. Growing up, my mother spent days leading up to holiday meals, defrosting and brining, prepping sides in advance, making cookies to hide in the laundry room for my brother and me so we wouldn't eat them all before Christmas Eve, and getting up before the sun on the day of the feast, cooking and cleaning as she went. The house would smell amazing, and she had everything timed to the second, with countless sides hitting the table, piping hot, turkey rested and sliced on a platter. Even the butter was soft. As kids, we took all of this for granted. At the end of us stuffing ourselves, Mom would sigh and remark how quickly it was all eaten and done while it took so long to get it ready. While those traditions are things I think most of us can relate to, I'm here to tell you that this year we all get a pass. This is 2020. We have a global pandemic, and we should give ourselves permission to scale down, make it easier on ourselves, do not break the bank, and focus on good food and making good memories of a tough situation. Many people's traditions don't go for the classic American feast and do spaghetti and meatballs, tacos, or even take out Chinese. When both my parents had died and I made my first Christmas dinner for my family, I made homemade pizza. The next year, I made ham in a slow cooker. This year, I think it'll be chicken parmesan in the air fryer. And while I do think back fondly on those massive feasts we were gifted when we were kids, all I really care about now is a memorable meal in the company of people I love. So gift yourself permission to forego the turkey and scale down to a chicken, to throw something in an all-in-one dish in a pressure cooker, or even just use frozen or canned veggies instead of cleaning, peeling, and chopping fresh ones. I think being this close to the end of this crazy year has taught us to cherish what we have and not dwell on what we don't. Make time for you. Crockpots are nothing to be ashamed of. With all that said, being library folk, the way we thought we could help best was to do research, to dig deep, and to find ways to make dinner cheaper and easier for all of you. And this is what we've come up with. What we are going to address is a meat and a decent size list of sides, and I can guarantee you can feed your family of four a great holiday feast for less than $50 if you plan it right. Our top contenders for the meat centerpiece of a holiday meal are turkey, ham, or roast beef. First, let me say that if you're cooking for one or two, maybe even three, there are a lot of options that don't involve having to spend $40 on a turkey and then eating turkey for every meal for a week afterwards. You could get a bone-in turkey breast without the whole rest of the turkey, or a turkey tenderloin, or a whole chicken. If you're going solo, you could do a Cornish hen even. You can also opt for a ham steak instead of a big ham. Also, a chuck roast for pot roast is frequently cheaper and smaller than a brisket or a bottom round roast. And places like Aldi and others sell kits with the veggies already included for $10 or less. What we did was break down prices at 5 locally accessible stores: Aldi, Jewel, Meijer, Walmart, and Woodman's. All of the prices were obtained from their online apps to save us the exposure of going into these stores to do the research, and the prices were valid on December 4th, with the exception of Meijer turkey, which we readjusted because the huge sale ended on the 5th. We did a comparison of the following items: whole turkey, turkey parts, a whole chicken, a ham, ham steak, a roast beef, and chuck roast. For sides, people's preferences vary a lot, so we tried to pick common sides and the various ways they're available: stuffing in a box, gravy mix in an envelope jar or can, russet potatoes, fresh sweet potatoes and canned sweet potatoes, canned cranberry sauce that's jellied or whole berry, apple pie, brown and serve style dinner rolls, Hawaiian dinner rolls, acorn squash, and each of fresh, canned, and frozen versions of carrots, green beans, corn, and Brussels sprouts. Just looking at the ingredients on our list, Walmart has the lowest prices on most items, but that doesn't tell the whole story, which we'll break down further. Jewel, even with sales, didn't have the lowest price on a single thing, other than tying Woodman's for the price of an acorn squash, and that's just because they were the only two stores that had them and they were the same price. Meijer is typically in the middle, but they have some fantastic meat sales, and I really thought their bakery apple pie at $5 was going to be the best deal, but then Sara Lee had a sale in both Walmart and Woodman's, bringing their most amazing apple pie price to under $4. Woodman's and Aldi typically have the best overall prices, with Aldi edging out Woodman's a little. The problem with Aldi is you cannot rely on their stock to be consistent because their prices are based on obtaining huge amounts of something at the best possible price and selling only that brand until it runs out and they look for the best deal again. I personally have had a huge problem with Meijer having what I'm looking for because half of what I seek is out of stock just due to low inventory. Taking 3 hypothetical holiday feasts, we picked out a meat and a bunch of classic sides and priced each of the feasts at all of the stores. The results were surprising. First, we looked at a whole 22-pound turkey, stuffing, gravy, potatoes, fresh carrots, fresh green beans, and fresh Brussels sprouts, cranberry sauce, Hawaiian rolls, 2 acorn squashes or fresh sweet potatoes, and an apple pie. That's a pretty good meal. Unfortunately, Aldi didn't have any whole turkeys, so that took them out of the running. For the turkey alone, the prices varied greatly. Woodman's had the best turkey price at $28, followed by Meijer at $35, then Walmart at $41, and Jewel way down the list at $55. You can almost get 2 turkeys at Woodman's for the same price as one at Jewel. Sadly, the turkey sale at Meijer ended because they were only charging 39 cents a pound through December 5th, while everyone else is charging over $1 a pound and Jewel is out there charging $2.49 a pound. 39 cents a pound was phenomenal. Maybe they'll have a similar sale closer to Christmas. Keep a lookout for that. If we only look at the sides, so if you were having a vegetarian meal, Walmart wins with all of those sides coming in at only $18.44. Woodman's is close at $19.58, then Aldi and Meijer at about $22, and Jewel again is at the end at $28. However, unless you plan to shop at multiple stores, which is great but not the most time-efficient decision, Woodman's actually has the best price for this full meal at $48. This was the only one under $50 because turkey tends to be pricey unless there's a miraculous sale. Meijer was a little higher at $58 total, and surprisingly, Walmart was $60 because their turkeys aren't cheap. Then Jewel, almost not worth mentioning, totaled $83. The second meal we priced out included an 8-pound ham. Aldi wins this one easily with one for $10. Woodman's had one for $14, Walmart and Meijer for $16, and Jewel for $22. Poor Jewel always loses the price comparison. The sides on this one are stuffing in a box, gravy mix, potatoes, cranberry sauce, frozen veggies of corn and green beans, 2 pounds of sweet potatoes, and an apple pie and Hawaiian rolls. Prices of these sides were much closer. Again, Walmart wins for sides at around $13, Woodman's at $15, Aldi and Meijer at just under $18, and Jewel at $25.50. When you factor in the ham cost, no surprise, Aldi takes the blue ribbon at $28. $28. Woodman's and Walmart are just over that at about $29. Then there's Meijer at $34 and Jewel at $48. For the third meal, we picked a 3-pound chuck roast. This was a little closer. Meijer took the lead with $10.50 and Aldi at $12. Walmart at $16, Woodman's and Jewel with the same price at $18. When we added sides, it changed dramatically. This one contained stuffing, potatoes, canned corn, canned green beans, canned carrots, candied yams, cranberry sauce, and an apple pie and dinner rolls. The totals on the sides went to, no surprise, winning the sides price hat trick, Walmart at $12. Woodman's comes in second with $14.50, Aldi and Meijer next at around $15, and Jewel at $22. This brings the total for this meal to a new winner, Meijer. At merely $25.61, Meijer beats the competition. Aldi was $27, Walmart $28, Woodman's $32, and Jewel at $40. I know I've thrown a lot of numbers and dollars at you, and hopefully you haven't fallen asleep. The bottom line in all of these numbers is Walmart easily wins if you're only eating meatless sides. Once meat is involved, not so much. Aldi and Woodman's have the best prices overall, so if you're trying to save time and money, Aldi and Woodman's are your winners for total costs. Meijer can save the day with some fantastic sales, specifically on meats, so that might be the best option if you can find those temporary prices and swoop in. And Jewel wins nothing. Our oldest grocery store in town cannot compare with all of the newer discount stores. I'm sorry, Jewel. What a difference a store can make. The disparity between the cheapest and the most expensive is almost a 100% increase for each of the meals that we made up. But the good news is each of the ham and chuck roast meals came out to under $50, including Jewel. Woodman's was the only one under $50 for turkey, but if that's important to you, you can choose lower price or fewer sides or smaller turkey. And for a couple dollars more, you could get 2 of some of these meals for $60. Many of these ingredients are plain on their own. A little garlic butter or cheese makes dinner rolls a lot more exciting. Throw some sauteed onion into your green beans and add a can of cream of mushroom soup or cream of chicken or celery or your favorite cream of soup and bake it in the oven for a green bean casserole. Brown sugar and or pineapples with ham is classic. Or you can try honey. Speaking of honey, honey on carrots is great. And honey and garlic on turkey or chicken is wonderful. Or skip that and go with Cajun or za'atar or barbecue or whatever you like. And I once had stuffing with peanut butter in it, and I thought that was amazing. Maybe you could just cook up your ham in a pot or a pot roast in a slow cooker and free up your stove or your oven space, or cook the potatoes the day before so it's one less thing you have to worry about on the day of. Keeping a budget doesn't have to be boring. It doesn't mean long and arduous food preparations. The holidays aren't just for your loved ones, they're for you too, so do yourself a favor and make it easier. And most importantly, assign someone else the dirty dishes. We'd like to thank you all for participating in this program and hope you learned or were inspired by it. We'd also like to announce our 4 randomly chosen raffle winners: Patty B, Sheila E, Nancy M, and Chris V. You 4 have won a $50 gift card to Aldi to help with your holiday meals. Please email me and we will let you know how to claim your prize. Again, thank you, and we at the Round Lake Library hope you have a wonderful, safe, and delicious holiday season, and we will see you soon.